Welcome to the Lefty Show.
The kid dropped the ball.
You did. You broke character, my friend. Welcome to the Lefty Show, everybody. Episode 39.
Whoa. You just said welcome to the Lefty Show.
Oh, my God.
Episode 39.
It is not the Lefty. This is welcome to That's Not Why You Called episode 39. My apologies. My sincerest apologies.
Where are the other 26 episodes?
I'm already on episode 13, baby.
I know, and you're just like 39, and people would be like, where the fuck were the other 26?
I'm sorry.
My other 2 weeks at.
That was my fault.
This guy's just gotten into a routine over here.
I have. It's fucking, there's something odd about it's just doing something daily like that. It's different from a daily commentary or a daily vlog. It's different because you've got to fill out. Your vlog can be whatever you want it to be. It can be 3 minutes like, hey guys, this, that, and the other thing, and doing the vlog and blah 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 and blah 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 blah, and that's it. But with the Lefty Show, something a daily podcast that's an hour long, there's a little bit more to it. So I apologize. Welcome to That's Not Why You Called episode 39. We are
straight.
Yes, this is the show that has had 39 not straight episodes. Our apologies for that.
No, the math would double that if we went straight.
Yeah, we had to kill the streak last week.
God damn, we did, didn't we? What was that, 6 weeks or something?
No, it was like 7.
God damn.
We went
all right.
More than 2 months in. New one starting right now. That's what we're doing. My apologies. It's just we're gonna go. Sorry, I forgot to put the chat in subscribers. Subscriber only mode. If you want to subscribe to the channel, $4.99. Access to subscriber only chats. It's there for you, $4.99. You can also donate to help out. That's Not Why You Called. Keep us hosted on Podbean. You want to also donate to help out the Lefty Show, me in general. That's what you can do. Scroll down below or just go to imraising.com/643 Productions. And all your donations are appreciated greatly, very much. Thank you. And so, yeah, we had to kill the show, or the streak, not the show. The show's still good. Do you know how many people when I started the Lefty Show that are like, this is going to replace That's Not Why You Called? I'm like, no. And I said in the original show, like, this will exist outside of That's Not Why You Called.
Right.
This is not, and people just
fucking better not. I'm not on the Lefty Show. I would stab people if we ended it at episode 39. We need to be a long running show. Numbers matter.
Well, we have been long running. We've been around for a while.
We've been around for like over a year and a half.
We just don't have the catalog. That's the problem. Yeah. We don't have the
because that requires
catalog.
Actual recording and making sure we're there every week, like it's supposed to be there.
And finding a host, a reliable co-host.
Why don't you go ahead and talk about that?
So we brought in Chris. I am the Dank, aka Dank, to be a co-host of That's Not Why You Called, and for 2 or 3 episodes, it was fantastic. It was a whirlwind relationship. It was amazing. It was love at first sight, love at first podcast.
I wanted to bone him.
Exactly. He had the faux hawk going. He was even going to get an Ethernet cable.
I know. He was going to go that above and beyond to get that $10 cable just so he could actually
so that he didn't sound or look like shit. I mean, he had to choose whether to be seen or be heard, and even then sometimes neither one worked. But he has to he's going to take a sabbatical from the show, not for any for his personal reasons, not for any
No.
What in the fucking hell? All right, we're back. Sorry.
Oh, there it goes, yeah.
OBS just disconnected. Don't know why.
Did the recording stop too?
I think it might have. I can edit it back. It's not a big deal.
Yes.
It's not a big deal. I mean, I render out the stuff anyway just to knock down the file size. But that's just what fucking perfect, man, right? So anyway, not any interpersonal reasons was Dank taking a sabbatical from the show. It's just he got a job and he needs the time to do his thing, and he just this is a commitment that he can't make right now, or keep right now, and that's totally understandable. I mean, he got a job that he likes and he wants to work on, so he's going to be doing that. It's not for sure that he's never coming back from the show. It's just he said to me, it like my Chiz wants to call it excuse making. Doy 2468 joined the dog pound. I'm pretty sure I muted the thing, but it still plays sound. We got to stop that. Did you just 2468? Did you put that?
No, 499.
Oh. Anyway, that's I like that. So anyway, he said he was not, he just couldn't make the commitment, and again, totally understandable. But he needed time to get, like my excuse making for streaming. He needed time to get into a routine, and from there he would be able to say yes or no to this or that. So we are going to be without Chris, I am the Dank, for probably for a while, and hopefully he returns. We're in a grieving mood now. A lot of people are going to ask about a new co-host, and I don't think that's proper. I think that would be too soon.
We need another year and a half.
No, how long between Hutch and Chris? How long
that
was that?
That was a solid year.
That was a year?
Because Hutch was gone like February of last year. February or March.
God.
So about a solid year. So that's our grieving. That's how long it takes us to grieve.
Yeah, we're pretty sentimental folks, gotta tell you.
Yeah, at least Dank had the decency to tell us.
Yeah, right. Instead of just
he was going away.
Instead of just kind of not showing up anymore.
Yeah, not showing up and canceling literally 5 minutes before go time. But, I'm not throwing anyone under the bus.
We don't want to go down that road. This is a more off-air talk between Kyle, Chiz, and myself when we're playing video games at 1 a.m. But yeah, but I also think that they say in sports all the time, managers and coaches always say you can't lose your starting job due to injury. If you're a starter on a team, baseball, hockey, football, whatever, if you get hurt, obviously you're not playing or you're not starting. Right. But when you return, when you are cleared by doctors to go back and play and you say you're 100%, you're a starter again. They say, and that's the thing, you won't lose your starting job to injury. No matter what happens. If you're out for a month and some kid comes up from the minor leagues and is just killing it, when you come back, you're still the starter. Because
so it's like maternity leave.
Right. It's essentially maternity leave. That's perfect. And they're saying, look, we made a commitment to you and we like you, and there's a reason you are starting and not this other person. There's a reason we chose you over litany of other people. And I think the same should apply to Chris. He was a fantastic host in the time. I love the dynamic he brought to the show. And it wasn't a falling out. It wasn't a disagreement on the direction of the show. He certainly didn't force us to rebrand.
Yeah, shit, right.
And it was just, he just got a job and he needs the work right now. And that's totally understandable. And I think similarly, just like you can't lose your job due to your starting job to injury, you're not going to lose your hosting spot due to a change in your schedule that you really need. And I think that would probably be the best course of action. So while we're going to maybe find some colorful things to fill this little bottom thing with, check out the Lefty Show, by the way. But for right now, we're going to roll just Chiz and I, just like we've flown the ship for most of its career. So
damn straight.
Hutch was how many episodes? He made 4?
4
of That's Not What You Called, I mean.
Oh, That's Not What You Called? 2.
2? Just 2?
He was on 1 and 5.
Okay.
And I tried really hard for him to just be a once every 5 episode kind of guy, and I never got a response. And maybe I think he was on 5 episodes of the Lefty Show. So he had 7 episodes total.
Okay, but he was on 2 episodes of That's Not What You Called. And Dank was on 3 episodes of That's Not What You Called. Right? Or 2?
I think 3, right? Like, because 2 were on camera, and then there was the one where I didn't have any internet.
Right. Okay, so 3. So that's 5 episodes of a show that's 39 episodes in where we've had somebody else.
Yeah. And then Katie
was in and out.
10? Something like that.
Was
I would
Katie?
say 10.
I guess.
Something like that.
So we've flown the ship, just him and I before, Chiz and I myself before. And that's what we're gonna do for a while and wait and see if Chris calls us again.
Yeah, if he says hi, that'd be cool.
Yeah, if he, maybe, after some time apart, maybe
The heart grows fonder.
exactly. He will learn to love us again in a way perhaps even stronger than he did before. And I think that's probably
That's just beautiful.
an important thing.
He could have sex with us,
He could have sex with you.
and I'd be the heel.
I don't think that works in sex. I don't think that's how it works.
Really?
I'm pretty
I feel
sure
like-
it doesn't work that way, yeah.
I think he could be a heel in sex.
I mean, you can use your heel in sex. It's probably sex I don't want to be
Hey.
a part of, but no, I don't think
Ball
you
crushing.
can just be a oh, why'd you have to go there?
Stiletto heel.
Oh, no. Oh, why'd you do that? Stop
It'd be
it.
more like.
That's
Sure.
just
Right.
that's fantastic. That's fantastic what you're doing right there. I greatly appreciate it.
Well,
I
I'm
greatly
glad I could
appreciate
put
that
in.
imagery that you're. For those of you listening on iTunes, by the way, we're on iTunes.
Yeah.
Woo! Still, Dank may take his video and audio feed away from us, but he will not take away our appearance on iTunes. Just don't do that. He's gonna get the wrong idea. He's honestly gonna think like, for Hutch, go ahead and do that because he's not even around anymore. Go ahead and just all you want. Don't care anymore. But is he still an institution? Would people still be like, Hutch is the coolest, man? Dude just straight up disappears whenever he feels like it.
Just disappears, man. He hasn't uploaded in like months again after going off a hiatus and coming back. He's worse than me because at least I still stay on Twitter and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
This dude just like life gets too hard or too real and too many people are talking to him. He's just like bail out, eject.
We were the beta phase for Hutch's bailout.
We were, right? Because we were at that level, like, he hadn't left yet, but he was getting sloppy and not showing up or anything. And we're like, you got to make a decision right now. And he made his decision. And then, like, I don't know, a couple weeks or a month after that is when he took his first break. We were the calm before the storm of the Hutch train.
Of the I need to just pull up stakes and go do something else for, I don't know, something.
He's a guy, and that's a thing.
And it would be so easy, and that's kind of the worst part, is that it would be so easy for Hutch to make a really nice living off of YouTube. It would be so easy, and it comes so naturally to him. But he allows these other things, whatever they are, to just take control. And he says, fuck it, I'm out.
Yeah, he'd make a good living, or, he wouldn't have to do anything else. But I don't think he'd be in CNanners state. CNanners gets 1 million views of video now. Every upload.
Right, well, CNanners is rich.
Well,
Hutch
I don't
wouldn't,
think...
Hutch wouldn't be rich.
Right, he'd just make a decent living for himself and his wife.
What was it, $5-6 grand a month?
Yeah,
Fucking
and
do it.
I just don't think that's a big thing on YouTube now, is the personal sharing of your life thing.
Mm-hmm.
Which is what Hutch was known for back in the day.
Right, but he did he was getting into the, Yuck It Up crew, and they would play Gary's Mod and all that stuff.
Right, that's true. I don't know, maybe he'd be
By the
in a
way,
good
welcome to the
place.
Dog Pound Stub. 223, by the way.
Remember, kids, $4.99.
So we're on iTunes. Just search That's Not Why You Called on the iTunes store. Subscribe to the RSS feed, and it will be there for you.
Subscribe, leave a comment, rate it, check us out on iTunes.
Subscribe and rate. That's the big thing on iTunes. If you want to help out the show on iTunes, you can first of all donate. Just scroll down below the video player, or go to click on the little header that says donate. You can donate there. You can also go to imraising.com/643productions and
Give Lefty some money.
and donate that way. And but other than that, subscribing and rating the podcast on iTunes would be, we're doing pretty well. I mean, just in terms of listener counts and unique IP addresses that access the show, We're doing a lot better right off the bat than probably a lot of people on Podbean.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
So you can see all that stuff, and I've never followed up and asked about it. So I'm curious if it was, decent.
We're good for 2 to 3,000 views or listens a show. We're
That's
good for
cool.
about that.
You add that, add Twitch, add YouTube. Psh, we'll have Dollar Shave Club here in no time.
Right? Get at us, Dollar Shave Club.
I just shaved.
You did. You look
I did.
nice.
I know, right? That was a 5-month beard. That's twice I've gone 5 months. It's the longest I've gone. And I always
started to look like a hobo, to be perfectly honest.
And I was like, maybe I'll go 6 this time. And it's like, because I want to see if it'll completely fill out at any point in my life. And it's just like, dude, I hate this thing.
You're just
I don't
like
how I look with it. It feels like shit. I hate it.
What did you not like about it? Was it just like too hot? Was it?
It gets too high. It curls unless I just get out of the shower and comb it, and it's just bothers. And I don't think I look good with it either, to be perfectly honest. Like I prefer.
Well, I mean, that's not me agreeing. That's me just feeling. Oh,
I like 5 o'clock shadow / scruff. That's what I like. Baby face doesn't work for me because I do look like a baby. There you go. But see, I can still. You can see that you have follicles right there. Like you're not completely a baby because you don't shave with a blade.
Nope. But I will if Dollar Shave Club
if they
wants
do,
to sponsor the podcast. I mean, I don't even need to shave with the. I can just do the read and just say I do it.
He won't get over his fear of accidentally nicking his jugular.
I don't like blades near my throat. It's not. It's just not a thing that I'm down with.
But I don't know. Like I think I shave right. I could be wrong with a regular blade, that is. But I go up and down. It's like nothing bad here. Like if I was to cut myself, I've never done that either. Like I don't know how there's always people in movies and stuff cutting themselves while shaving and the blood and toilet
like
paper.
Predator, where the guy's just like. Urgh.
Yeah, I've never done that once in my life. Never with a blade or a beard trimmer. Have you cut yourself?
And you won't with Dollar Shave Club. Best razors on the internet, baby.
So goddamn sharp, the hair just falls out when it approaches.
Yeah, they get scared. The follicles just they spit out.
Spit out.
It's like an emergency ejaculation. They're like blah! Then they throw out the hair, and
your face will feel like they took us of a newborn baby.
If you've ever, I personally never felt it. I don't go around like, hey,
don't do that.
I want to feel up some infant ass.
Just go to a hospital where all the newborns are.
I need to touch myself some infant ass right now. That's what I need in my life. I need to feel the smoothness and the tautness of some baby butt. No, I'm not
That
good.
is a whole thing that someone can just save. All of that. I purposely didn't talk or laugh. I'm like, just cut that and use that. Be like, he's going on really long about this whole baby touching thing.
Yeah, send it to like the FBI or something. I'm sure they've got nothing better to do, right?
Yeah, well,
like there's axe murderers out there.
I'm just slow.
Yeah, just hey, some guy on some.
When's the last time we've had a good serial killer? That sounds bad, but it's not. You'll know it's true. Like a real serial
killer, not mass murderer. Serial killer. You're talking about.
Not someone who just walks into a fucking movie theater and shoots.
The Washington D.C. sniper. Remember that?
How long ago was that, though?
That was in the early 2000s, I want to say.
Right. And I think early 2000s, 90s was the... But that was a serial killer. I was going to say the UT Tower thing.
No, that was more of a mass... That was more of like a murdering event than it is murder. It was like a special, like a 2-hour special on TV as opposed to a TV series that is murdering people. So,
which is a shame that guy did that.
You know, I was doing some Wikipedia research. I don't know how. It's one of those things where you start on Wikipedia and you just start clicking around.
You're down a rabbit hole.
Right, and all of a sudden you're like, how the fuck did I get here? So I was reading about Jeffrey Dahmer and the pieces that, like, they reconstructed this guy's life after he got caught. And from the time the guy was in high school, he murdered his first person in high school.
Really?
Yeah, murdered a guy. No, just like a transient.
Okay.
And he murdered him and masturbated over his body at like 17 or 18.
That's hardcore.
And it's just holy fucking shit, dude. Like, I get that mommy and daddy didn't love you, awful things happened to you, but at 17 years old, at 18 years of age, you're that fucked up? That you get your sexual jollies after you strangle some dude, and then you buried him in his lawn or something like that?
I've always been curious. There's a couple Jeffrey Dahmer like documentaries or shows on Netflix, but that time in which I'm interested in, but it's always like when I have time to Netflix, it's late at night, and for some reason I just don't really. I feel like it's gonna be an ambient music, kind of freaky documentary on a serial killer.
Right.
So it's like it doesn't mean anything, but I also wouldn't watch a horror flick at this time of night either.
Right.
I want it daytime with the blinds open because I'm a bitch.
No, dude, I'm the same way, man. I don't watch shit like that at night. Fuck it.
Yeah, but you're a bitch too. You know,
I am a bitch, so right? I didn't go on the PK survival trip.
Yeah, no, which I talked to Woody about this the other day. We were talking about PewDiePie.
Did you say Woody?
No, I said Woody.
Oh, it sounded like Woody.
Came out with. I will never do that. I'm not that person.
I don't know. You and Kyle are getting pretty chummy. You are weaseling your way into PKA. They're right about you. They got you. That's your gambit. You're
like, all right. I wanted to talk about PewDiePie, but let's
Okay.
talk about this because we just did PKA plays.
Okay.
You were in the call we had last night, but like I said there, I didn't know anyone was gonna record. You just asked me, "Do you want to play Left 4 Dead with me and Kyle or whatever?"
Mm-hmm.
I was talking to Woody at the time, and I was like, "I've been working all day. I'm gonna go play with them or whatever." And then he's like, "All right, let's go play." And then I had seen the conversation yesterday. You guys had organized to record then, and I didn't know about that. You just asked me, and I came. And then when we all came in there, it was like, "All right, let's set up our recording software." And I was like, "Oh, they're doing PKA plays right now, and this is gonna go exactly how we being on the last."
Well, I
knew it was gonna happen.
I wanted you to be the fourth anyway, and I'm sure Woody did as well. And fucking, we needed after playing it, we needed you as a fourth because you know what you're doing in Left 4 Dead, and Kyle and I just don't. I played PC shooters before, but I'm just not a Left 4 Dead guy. And Woody probably would have been very upset with us, but even though we were recording, but originally when I asked you, it was just because we couldn't get a hold of Woody. So Kyle was like, "You just want to play?" And I'm like, "Sure. Well, we can get Chiz then." Or I think maybe he brought it up, but somehow I was like, "Yeah, we could just get Chiz and play." And I asked you, and you were like, "Yeah, I'm down." Originally, it was just going to be let's fuck around. I might have started recording like, "Look, I need content." So I'm going to record this anyway, and if it's worthwhile, okay.
Right.
But then when Woody showed up, it turned into we were going to record it. But no, you weren't weaseling your way in to
no idea once
PKA
again
plays.
And when I found out, I was like, "This is the first PKA plays. This is going to go as well as it was when I was on the first episode of PKA after Wings got kicked off. I'm prepared."
And guess what? It went exactly that fucking way.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
People are hilarious, and I think that most people, and I pointed this out, I'm like, I'm not hurt or anything because in my heart I know I was fine until that PK I was on. Like, they loved me. I was in like the top 5 of everyone's guests or whatever. Never had a bad thing to say to me. But then it's like I made the videos about Wings, and then I was on that.
No, not about Wings. You made the video about what Wings said specifically about you. That's important. Right. That's an important distinction.
Right. I made him about me and what he said about you guys. Like, it was a topic. It wasn't just to hate on him. I was discussing a point. So I made those, and then I was on that PK. I knew it was going to happen then. It looks bad, and I don't know how many times I have to say it. I'm not doing anything. I was invited, and I was invited there. But now, like, not half, but I would say 30% of the people are flipping their shit out, and I just think it's hilarious. If I had it my way, Kyle joked about this. He's like, "We just need to go all out. It needs to next PKA plays or PKA. It needs to be called like Chiz and the PKA crew guys, or like Chiz and the backup band. Like, just go really far with it and make them mad because it's so funny. It's so funny, and I had fun.
Yeah, they loved you, and then I saw a comment on the YouTube, and YouTube comments are just fucking cancer still. Remember? Remember when Google forced Google Plus on us on YouTube, and it was like, this is going to fix the comments. They're not going to be a cesspool of shit anymore. No, no, that didn't work.
Yeah.
Woody's gamer tag. I love Woody. This isn't attacking him at all. I love Woody. His comments will literally give you, literally give you cancer. If you go and read the comments of any of his videos, any of his Minecraft, PKA plays, or PKA, you will walk away with some form of cancer. Prostate, testicular, melanoma, something. You're walking away with cancer. Mojang with the $5 donation. PayPal wouldn't let me sub. Nice stream. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate it. PayPal is kind of tricky with subscribing on Twitch. Appreciate it. The $5 donation. If you want to donate, you can help us out. Go to imraising.com/643 productions, or just click the link that is probably both in the description of the YouTube video and below the video player. But they're just cancer. They're awful. Some of the worst people you could ever hope to meet are probably, at least in personified, in the comments there. And it's awful. It's just, ugh. How can you think, much less say these things about some? There are people that I supremely dislike within the YouTube community. I would not piss on them to put them out if they were on fire. I wouldn't. I will rejoice their death if they get hit by a bus. Ding dong, the witch is dead. Hallelujah. But I'm not going to say those things.
Right.
Well, I guess I just kind of did.
You kind of just did. But you didn't name anyone. It's okay.
Right. And I'm not just irreverent about it. Like, fuck this and fuck you and fuck that. No. You just
keep that in private during our nightly calls.
Right.
That
we should probably record and turn into its own podcast.
We'll use
call
aliases.
it the shitcast. We'll call it the shitcast.
We'll give ourselves code names and shit like that.
Right, we'll do it with aliases and voice modulators. That's what we'll do.
We'll put up a mask and everything. We'll be the new Anonymous, but we don't give a shit about like anything real in the real life. It'll be like drama.
We just talk shit about YouTubers.
About YouTubers.
That's all we do.
What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, I read all the comments, but it's like I have more than like 80% of these people I don't give a fuck about what they're saying because it's the YouTube comments. If I really care about what quote unquote the true fans think, I go to the subreddit, which there it's a lot more mellow. I mean, people still say things, but it's like one comment, that dude might get some upvotes, somebody gets a little harsher, that dude gets a bunch of downvotes too. It's a little better over there. There's a lot more support, and subreddit liked the video and I liked the video, and I'm not being biased. I thought it was good. Like there was a good level of fun and teamwork, and then, well, I should say tryharding and teamwork and fun and silliness in that video is a good cocktail, if you will. And someone said there wasn't enough teamwork. They should do this on Expert. Me and Woody both agree. If you want us to do Expert, we wouldn't get to the first fucking safe room. Like it would not happen. Like that's no offense to Lefty and Kyle, but you can't bring two people with you on an Expert. And I haven't played Expert, nor has Woody, in like years, and that shit is no joke. You cannot friendly fire on Expert mode. You shoot someone, like we were joking, like, oh, you shot me, took away 2 health. You shoot someone in Expert, that dude's out of the game. Like you might as well
really?
him
Wow.
off. They take, and like a zombie does like 40 damage. Just a regular zombie does 40 damage to you. Expert in Left 4 Dead is no fucking joke.
Wow. A regular zombie does 40 damage?
Something like that. Like they can add up to that. It's no joke, Expert. It's super hard. Like that would not be fun. It would be a lot of yelling, and we're never going to finish the goddamn video because we can't progress through this.
Thank you, Stubbs, for that $22 donation. Appreciate it. I'mRaising.com/643 production powers That's Not Why He Called and The Lefty Show. And it's just, you know, I thought it was I had a fantastic time playing it. And the videos that I got, the one that Woody uploaded, I'm going to upload another one after this show tonight, and it was a lot of fun playing and making that content. And it just sucks that people can't help but be not only negative about it, but just hateful.
Yeah.
You know? And it's clear, and I saw your comment where you it had something to do with you want some toast for your jelly or something like that. And
yeah.
somebody responded like, "Oh, it's not jealousy. You just don't like you." No, it is jealousy. That's what. Yeah. That's exactly what it is, because you're jealous that Chiz, for lack of a better term, a relative unknown in the YouTube scene, is all of a sudden now a part of PKA after the exodus of Wings. Yeah. And you are upset by that, and you're jealous that it's not you or somebody that you chose or or that you love.
Mm-hmm.
Pranza with a $5 donation for rims on my wheelchair. Appreciate it. I like
somebody took a screenshot of your latest cigar vlog. I love it.
Oh, right, and there's the iron thing.
Chair or whatever. Yeah. That's good.
That was, good, but just like, hey, here's a picture of a lefty, or here's a picture of a wheelchair. This is how lefty would do this. It's not funny anymore.
It's not clever.
It's not funny anymore. Even the one with the treads on it. Yes, exactly.
It's like racist lefty. If you're clever with it, he will give you condolences. He'll be like, that is a good joke. But if you're just like, wheelchair.
You don't like this person because it's black, do you? Like, no, man. Mojang, another $5 donation. You feel like a jerk for only donating $5? No, man, you donated $5. I appreciate it. Really, thank you. You don't need to feel like a jerk for that.
That's 10.
And it's,
I love my comment to that guy, though, and I feel like that irritates him more. I don't know why, but, like, I guess because I don't do it anymore really hardcore. I mean, I might if this became a thing. If, like, I was invited again, I might start uploading. But it's hard to piss me off now with YouTube and stuff. I was just like, I said something like, I appreciate that you acknowledge that I am in a great spot in life right now. Thank you for acknowledging that. Here's some toast for your jelly.
That's what
that had to have really pissed him off, because I was laughing. I was like, you're so jealous or just mad, and I didn't do anything. And another person's like, what did Chiz do to deserve to get this to play with them? I'm like, I didn't do shit. I'm just friends with all of them, and I was
friends and good at Left 4 Dead. And
yeah, well,
and I think I agree with Kyle. That's what we should do. It should just be, you're a part of everything we do. You're there, and it's just fucking do it. I'm surprised that Woody hasn't disabled his comments, honestly. Because he says
he goes through and deletes a bunch of them.
Well, good. All right. Well, it's good that he started doing that, but still, he said a while back, you broke your toy, and that pissed a lot of people off. And whether they agreed that it was right in the context of what he said, the YouTube comments have definitely broken their fucking toy.
Yeah.
All of you who have allowed this to happen have broken your toy to comment on these videos. It's just done. If my videos ever got that bad and I didn't have a staff to insulate me like Total Biscuit does, or like Philly D does, or all those things, Philly D doesn't upload his own videos. Right. At least on his main channel, because he does
comments,
right? And he's probably not reading a lot of the comments unless it's like a bit for one of his videos. But if I didn't have that, and those comments were just that much of a cesspool of hate and vitriol, and just people saying awful things for the sake of saying awful things, it's off. It's just off. You broke your toy. You did because regardless of how old biologically you are. Many of you, and yes, I'm generalizing, and I'm sorry if you feel generalized and that upsets you, many of you are acting like fucking children. You have the psychological disposition of children. I don't care that you're 25, or I don't care that you're 30 years old. You're acting like a fucking child, and you're going to be treated like a child. When you act like a bitch, you get hit like a bitch. If you act like a child, I'm going to take your toys away from you.
Yeah.
I don't care that I'm this, that, the other. No, you're acting like a child. When I call people children on the internet, I mean, it helps to visualize them as a 13-year-old pimply-faced douchebag. But what I really mean when I call them children or you're acting like a child is you're just being childish. I don't care how old you are.
Right.
You're just being a child. Mojang with another $5 donation. It's hard out there for me. It's hard out there for a pimp. That was a great movie. I love that movie.
It was okay.
You didn't like it?
It was okay.
That was Hustle and Flow, right?
Yeah. So, it was all right.
It was all right?
It was all right.
Okay.
Everything's going to be all right. Yeah, I disabled if it was me, I would just disable comments because I don't care about the extra. I mean, I don't think that
happens. I don't even think that happens anymore for algorithm. That's just not even an algorithm.
So, and I don't think that you or Woody or anyone is leaving them on for that purpose anyway. They just leave it on because by default or whatever. But like I turn them off for my two videos because one, I really don't give a fuck. Two, it was gonna get a lot of hate. Three, if you want to bitch and moan, make the extra effort of making a Reddit account, go on the PK subreddit, make a forum post there, and then get downvoted to shit because there's actually a rating system on there.
Yeah, and that's the greatest part about haters on Reddit, especially of me, because there are people that are just there was I don't know.
You got hate too.
I don't know if I want to. What do you mean? Which one? Oh, well, I mean, I get it.
Your hate, your most common hate was like Lefty's too wacky while playing Left 4 Dead.
Oh yeah. No, I want to find this one of you. It's about you and me. It's pretty fucking funny. I'm sorry. I probably shouldn't do this.
I don't know what one you're talking about. I can't wait to hear it. That'll be good.
This is from some asshole, Taga Mojang, another $5 donation. Yeah, that was a great movie. Thank you. See, Hustle and Flow is amazing.
Who you're about to say said mean things about me, and it went down, and I pulled it up, and it's like -20, -20, -20, or whatever. So I don't know what he said about both of us, but go on.
I can't tell if he responded. Where does it end here? Oh, this guy can't stand Chiz and Lefty when they're together. Doesn't like this show. I tried to watch, but it's just not good. Then somebody said, might as well not watch PKA then. And then he responded directly to that and says, I skip the ones with Chiz. When Lefty and Chiz are together, they talk way too much. If Chiz becomes a permanent host, I'll stop watching PKA. Initially, when I read this, I wanted to be like, Woody, we need Chiz on. Like now, just to fuck.
And that's what everyone's
need to fuck with this guy. I don't care about anybody else. I'm sure it'll fuck with other people, but this guy needs to be fucked with. And then
it's so funny.
A few people want French fries with that wham burger. And then he responded, because I choose to just not watch videos with Chiz in, it's no skin off my back. Then another guy, I hope Chiz becomes a permanent host so they can stay the fuck out of, or so that you can stay the fuck out of this community. This guy says, if Chiz became a permanent host, PK would turn into 4 hours of lawyer talk from a failed radio DJ and a fat cunt with a hat. That's cold-blooded, man. And here's the best part, though. The best part of it is that this guy is still allowed, or maybe he's banned by now, but this guy is allowed to post on the PK subreddit at my leisure. Because I am the one who can message the mods at any time and be like, this guy's being a fucking jagoff.
I couldn't message them and be like, he's being.
No, you could definitely do it. The mods, yeah you could definitely do it.
They hit me up so much during the week, saying like, "I'm so sorry. We're going through deleting all the bad things that are really out of line. It's gonna be okay." And I'm like, "Thank you." And then I'll be like, "Here's an asshole. Go ahead and take her."
Stubbs with a $10 donation. He wants you on PK. Says Chiz for PK host, but
that's all it costs. If everyone starts sending $10 at a time.
$10 at a time. What's Woody's price, you think, to get you on PKA? Because can you imagine that shitstorm? If we announced officially on a PKA, Chiz is guest hosting and Chiz is now also the permanent fourth spot. That's just a thing. Deal with it.
See, I just want to do like I have no say in it, but I would just personally want, if like we had a situation where we really liked someone and we had them on as a guest, and like say Dank was severely hated or whatever, I would just say, fucking keep bringing them on. They'll like him with time, and fuck all of the people that are mad right now because it's so funny to watch their jeans get rustled. Like I think it's hilarious.
It's just
4 hours of lawyer talk. We could go longer than 4 hours of lawyer talk.
Yeah, I could go on and on. And
you want to be DJ? He was pretty accurate with that.
I don't want to be a DJ. I want to be a talk show host. Those aren't DJs. I'm not fucking slinging discs around. I don't want to listen. I don't want to listen to shitty music.
When I first read that, I thought that was all me because I like the lawyer talk, and I'm known for putting together one hell of a Spotify playlist. Hence the name DJ Shiv. Shank, backstabbing, all that. And then he went on with the other insult. And then you read it out loud. I'm like, oh, you mean it's both of us. You're the lawyer and the DJ, and I'm the fat cunt with a hat. Damn. I was really hoping. I was working hard to be a DJ.
Right. I was hoping he would recognize that I tried to be a DJ.
But apparently that's Lefty. And like, he doesn't. What playlist does he put together for you? He's a talk show man. He's a radio host.
Another $10 donation from Boulder. He says, thanks for being inspiring and making awesome videos. I love all your stuff. Thank you very much, man. I appreciate it.
He didn't say it, but that's $10. That means that's for me.
That's for you. That's for you. We're putting it in the Chiz hosting the Lefty Show.
We're going to Kickstarter this shit.
We should start a Kickstarter to buy Woody, to buy Chiz's a host spot.
What if it was like a Senate?
Already.
The Senate doesn't bid for seats, right? I'm trying to think. There's something. I don't know what I'm talking about. Would it be funny though if like that fourth spot was up for bidding though?
Oh, like submitting bids for like a job?
Yeah.
That'd be pretty funny.
I would go in there and say, we would take all of your bids and I would still get the spot.
We should, even if you're just a guest for a feature PKA, we should say for the context of that PKA that you are now the official fourth spot host. People get so angry about the most minuscule things, man. Like, is this what it was like when Eddie Van Halen and those guys split?
But I feel like that's got to be different, right? Like, I don't want to take any digs on people, but that was a band that had been together for years, and they each had really big talent, and I don't know, it's different when a band breaks up. Like, I was mad when Blink-182 broke up and they split into two different bands. I didn't like...
Wait, they split into two different bands? They really did?
Yeah, there was Plus 44, which had Mark Hoppus, the bassist, and who I prefer for lyrics, and Travis Barker. They did Plus 44. And then... Fuck, I can't remember his name. Tom DeLonge did his band, which is Angels and Airwaves, which he still does. And I didn't like that band, and I didn't like it because they broke up because of him, and it's iffy because he wanted to focus more on his life and his child, but I was kind of mad, but it's not like I wanted him to die or anything like that. I don't like the Angels and Airwaves music because it's a little more emo, and Plus 44 is punk, but I don't know, band is a little different to me. I feel like you're really tied to that, but as far as like, I don't know. I mean, you got shit when you were first brought on for a while, and then it went away with time.
Yes, it did. And it's just, why do people get so angry? Why does it? Right? It's gotta be something, because why are you getting so angry about something that doesn't affect you? Nobody's taking something from you. Nobody's forcibly removing.
I want those people to go. Like
fuck it, go. I don't care. Go, fuck out, man.
I listened to every PK. I've listened to every PK, dozens of them, multiple times, 2 to 3 times.
Every Lefty show too, right?
It sounds creepy. Yes, every Lefty show. I need shit to listen to when I'm working and gaming. What was I gonna say though? But like, there's like maybe 5 guests that I've ever been on where I was like, this made the show worse. In the entirety of it. I've never been.
Who were they? Let's start that podcast we talked about now. Who were they? Shit on them. Shit on them. I'm just kidding. You don't have to.
I'm trying to remember. I'm trying to remember. I couldn't name anyone right now just because like most of the recent people are all people I like, but like it's been going for, I don't know, 170 episodes now. It'll be Friday, I think, or 180. I forget.
180, I think.
Yeah, 180. Yeah, but fuck all the people. It really doesn't bother me. If it affects the host's minds, then be my guest. But as far as I'm concerned, you can't hurt me. I'm laughing every time because I know in my heart, because it's not like it was always there, which is why it doesn't bother me. It's like until that show, I was untouchable, really. And then it just happened. I made the videos. He was kicked off. I was on the show, and it's been a little rocky since then. It's like, I know in my heart of heart, I'm fine. You're just mad because Wings isn't there, and I'm looked at as edging my way in when I'm being invited into things without my...
Yes, you're making us invite you. That's how you're doing it. Somehow you're forcing us to invite you to all these...
Gift of the gab. It's really easy. Any of you guys can edge your way in if you just have enough heart and commitment into screwing people. You just like, invite me. That'll work.
And then they invite you, and then you can tell everybody. It's like, well, they invited me.
Exactly.
That's exactly what happens. Chiz hounds me constantly. Can I be on PK? Can you invite me on PK? Can you invite me on PK? Can you invite? And I'm like, dude, man.
How do you think Lefty got his spot? all the time, paragraphs and paragraphs of invite me, let me on. I have lawyer talk. I want to be a DJ. Invite me, invite me.
A failed DJ. Cut me deep. So Taxman says $10 donation. DJ in the cunt kind of has a ring to it. We have a new show.
98.5 DJ in the cunt in the morning.
That is totally absurd.
It's absurd.
I don't think so. We'll
it's
be on
DJ in the cunt.
DJ in the cunt.
DJ and the cunt in the mornings.
98.5. DJ. Wow.
Those Family Guy bits are great because that's exactly what FM radio and AO is. That it's stupid, off the wall bullshit.
You repeat the name of the show and change the levels and add sound effects, and that's how every FM and every AM morning station is like that.
Mm-hmm. Incest in the mornings, 97.1. Repressed memories. Oh my goodness, fucking failed DJ, huh? DJ in the cunt. That's what
you tried. You tried.
I did. I didn't. I showed up at FM radio stations trying to
slinging records in the club.
That's what I was. Yep. Mm-hmm.
I just picture you in like saggy pants, all blacked out with ice around your neck, slicked back
CZ
hair.
though. It's CZ though.
You already got the giant headphones.
I do. They're not DJ headphones.
They're not Dre's, but
that's what I need. I need to get myself some Beats.
I insult DJs. Like I knew someone who was a DJ, and I'm like, I don't think that's.
Do you mean like a mixing DJ or like a disc? Because I don't think those guys that are like run FM radio stations that are like, next up is Blink 182 with their new title, blah blah blah. Those guys I don't think know how to like actually like mix and do the.
Not those guys, because they're just someone to segue between music and stuff. Like satellite radio has a lot of that. Like the channel I used to listen to on Sirius was Factions, which was like punk and rock, and they would have DJs on every hour. They would announce the next song or talk about something for a bit. Not those dudes. I'm talking about the guys that just mix and stuff. I feel like, I don't know. There's talent and skill behind it, but it's like you're not. In my eyes, you're not a musician because I don't know, like the whole I'm hitting different buttons and making musical sound effects. I don't know. I'm trying not to knock it, but I can't help. It's something like even rap for me, it's music, but in my heart of hearts, to me, it's almost not. There's a soundtrack playing behind a guy doing poetry, and that's super insulting to anyone who likes rap, but that's just my opinion. So if you're mad, it's my opinion. I'm not saying rap is horrible or anything. I personally don't like it with the exception of a few songs, but like I need guitar. I want to hear the guitar. I want to hear the vocals properly, which is why I also don't like screamo. But like DJs, you're taking other people's stuff and mixing it, and some people it's cool. To me, it's not. I'd rather just hear I'm here for that band or this music, dance. I don't know. It's not my cup of tea. Put it that way. That's my opinion. I'll state
it's
that
my
again.
opinion, man. It's just my opinion that Chiz fucking blows. Okay. Chief Running Mouth, another $5 donation. Can you invite me on PKA? That's how it's done, right? I need more.
That's his bid.
$5 is too low, man.
It was 10 just for me. I mean, come on now.
Right. We're taking $10 chunks to try to get Chiz the host spot. I mean, guest spot might be a little less, but I don't know. The host spot is, or the guest spot is. It's still pretty goddamn expensive.
Oh my God! Look at what someone tweeted out at us. The picture. Look at it. This is awesome.
Oh God.
That's what we'll do. We'll do exactly that. God damn, the picture for you is like perfect. I don't even know how he photoshopped a KKK member in around on top.
Yeah, it's like the perfect perspective.
Right? Like the angle.
Yeah, it's like the perfect perspective. When you blow up the picture, it kind of loses its allure, let's say.
Right.
But when you're looking at it just in the preview of Twitter or TweetDeck, it looks absolutely perfect. That's awesome.
Yeah. For those listening to the audio podcast, somebody tweeted us something. They took the overlay for that
It's
song.
very offensive.
It says the Drama Club. Follow us on Twitter at PC Master Audio 1337, at Drama Swag 420, and Lefty has a KKK member with a hood on in his box, and I apparently am a cartoon version of Snoop, I think, with a blunt.
Yep, you got a bong there in the background. That's
420 Blaze Brothers.
Just kind of,
No, I didn't even notice
there.
that. Yeah, it's kind of floating there, because I'm up in the air. That's awesome. That was done really well.
That's what we should really do. We should really start a podcast where we just talk shit indiscriminately on people.
Just
because that's how you get big on the internet, right?
That's how you get big on the internet.
That's how you fucking do it. Is you talk shit endlessly about people and things.
You can make a whole career off of that. Well, career implies you get paid and you actually can sustain your lifestyle.
Yeah,
but,
they don't shut down your
that,
YouTube channels.
Yeah, besides that though, it's great.
Yeah, besides that, it's a wonderful life to just making your
It's
bread
a
and
gravy
butter
train
talking
to make
shit about
everyone
people.
hate you in several communities, to be the most hated person, the news feed of hate.
And people say it's shock jockey, but that's not what
That's not shock jock.
Howard Stern did. Howard Stern didn't really
He talked about things that were shocking, like outside the norm. Like he broke walls. Like, wow, he's talking about sticking M&Ms in your foreskin or whatever, and they're doing that on air. He didn't call out like a fellow radio host and said, this guy is fucking shit, and made up lies about him and called the news. That's not shock jockey, for those wondering.
No. But and Shiz, by the way, thank you for introducing me finally to the Adam Carolla show. We haven't gotten to talk about it.
I don't think I've listened to that though since last summer.
You gotta! It's fucking amazing, man.
I know he just came out. I wanted because last year I was supposed to go to E3 and I was about to go, but then something fell through last minute. And the thing I was looking forward to the most is not even E3, was that Adam Carolla every Wednesday night, at least I think he still does it, goes to like a restaurant he half owns or whatever, and does a live video. Yeah, it's live. Show at this restaurant or whatever where he sells his wine or whatever. I forget what it's called.
Mangria.
Mangria, right? Yeah. And he goes and does that. I'm like, oh, I can totally go. It's like $20. I get in. That'd be fucking awesome. And I didn't get to go. I still want to see him in person, but not scare him away. I want to like grab hold of him and be like, be my friend.
Please,
I like you.
Please let me do stuff for the Adam Carolla show.
I do cool things. Let me talk for 5 minutes on the mic.
Let me do something internet related. Let me do something internet related.
But I was in such a bender on that thing. I was listening to every Adam Carolla show every day. I was listening to the Home Improvement one with him and his friend, which I found interesting, and it made me want to do Home Improvement. I don't own a house, obviously, though. And then I think I even started listening to the Dr. Drew one with him too, because him and Dr. Drew do a podcast now that they don't do Loveline. But yeah, dude, he's a fascinating guy, and he's entertaining and does a show every day. And I love that show for a long time. I still do. Like I recommend it every time. I just don't listen to it recently. I haven't listened to it in a year, but it's great. I love the three people on it. And
I remember you originally you were humming the Allison Rosen news bit. And now whenever I hear it, it's like
Allison Rosen is your. Wait, no, I'm is your new best friend. Which one is it?
It's the news with Allison Rosen. She'll read some news from her iPad. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad.
It's Allison. Allison.
Yeah, it's a really good show. I bought 2 of his books. I bought the first book he wrote, and then I got President Me. So I'm gonna finish.
Didn't he just release a new book, or
that's the one he just released was President Me. The second one he wrote, it focused more on his childhood, and I read just the dust jacket thing on it, and I'm like, nah, I don't. I like Adam Carolla as a performer. I don't want to hear about his childhood. I want to hear about the Man Show. I want to hear about his views on things, and so that's why I got in 50 Years We'll All Be Chicks, and
that was a big one.
President Me, which is out now, and you can pick it up. I definitely recommend in 50 Years We'll All Be Chicks. It's really good. So if you're looking for another podcast That's Not Why You Called The Lefty Show or Painkiller already, add the Adam Carolla show to your.
It's well deserved that he's number 1, which is weird because
makes a lot of money from that, doesn't he?
Yeah, he has a network. He has 5 podcasts, and it's crazy. And I mean, you look at look at him. And like I said last year, like he does the in-stream ads. I don't know what he's got going on behind scenes, but he has the in-stream ads, Dollar Shave Club or whatever. He all reads beforehand. And then a lot of them are like affiliate links almost. They're like, go buy our stuff on buy
click
it
through
on
on
Amazon.
Amazon.
Yeah, which I told you that or whatever. And he even has just like, if you want to donate $5 a month, you can sign up with a subscription right here. Unless he's taking that away, but you could. He would pay.
No, you can still do that on his website. Yeah.
So I mean, he makes good money, and he does a lot of things that a lot of podcasts do. I don't know what goes on behind scenes or what deals he does there and whatnot. And he obviously has multiple businesses, but yeah, I mean, which is funny. And I was saying, like, I love his podcast. They're well deserved to be the number one. He's entertaining as hell. But as a comic, as a stand-up comic, I kind of wrote him off and didn't care that much early on because I used to watch. Go ahead. Somebody just subscribed.
How'd you see that? Did you hear that?
No, it just said Earth Zender subscribe.
Earth Zender just subscribed. Welcome to the Dog Pound, and thank you, Stubbs, for the $10 donation. Now people are trying to outdo each other with donation and starting their own like me for PKA donation. Go ahead and do it. I'll submit them all to Woody. I'll keep the cash and I'll submit the names to Woody. I'll give him all that work.
List of people he doesn't know.
Yeah, because Woody does a lot of the booking, and so now I can come with a list of people. Be like, all these people want to be guests on PKA. Here you go. Here's my list. I'm sure they'll all come. Who are they? Fucking nobody. But but
might have thrown some cash my way.
Yeah. I've never seen Adam Carolla's like stand-up stuff.
Yeah, I used to watch. They used. I think I still do it. Comedy Central Presents, which is like 30 minutes, which is like 22 minutes of comedy that they would put on a thing. And that's how I found so many comics early on, back in like middle school and high school when I was growing up. And I remember Adam Carolla was there. And it's like I just kind of, I don't know, I didn't care for it that much. And he also, I think he did the original first ever voice of Death for Family Guy, and then somebody else, I think. Not Doug Stanhope. Somebody else took over for that. But I don't know. As a comic, I was like, which is kind of why I never started listening to the show. I was just like, I didn't care for him that much, And then I listened to him like, oh, this is all I do now. I went through it. I think on iTunes, they only have like 50 or so up at any given time. And if you want the backlog, you have to go and like buy them or.
Yeah, you've got to pay for you got to pay for access to that. Catalog.
Yeah, but like, which I didn't because I was cheap at the time, but I probably would. But yeah, I went through and just like listened to the entire backlog that iTunes allowed, which is like 50 episodes. And like, I want more. Hurry up today. And you miss a day. I'm like,
yeah, he's doing something now because he's shooting an independent movie that he's funding. What's
that called again?
Road Hard.
Road
It's
Hard.
an independent comedy, which I'm gonna go see. He's also got a Paul Newman racing documentary that he's putting the finishing touches on.
He's been working on those for a year.
That's really cool. So I got to go see all those, but. He's doing work, and now he's doing this book tour. So there are times where they have guest hosts of the podcast. He's not even there, and I just skip right over him. I'm like, fuck it, I want to hear Adam Carolla talk about stuff. And that was the historical gamer or the $15 donation. Here's your paycheck. Now go flip my burgers, livable wage. Wow, man, was that a? I talked about livable wage in the Lefty show. That's rough, man.
I don't know if that was a dig.
That is $15 is a livable wage. $15 an hour is like a barely livable wage. If you price it out in your area, if you want to, unless you're going to say I want to relegate poor people to the fucking ghetto where they can get shot walking to work, because they're going to be walking to work because they're not going to buy a fucking car. Chief Running Mouth wants to. Another tip to get my name into the hat for PKA. I trust me. They saw your survival video submission, Chief Running Mouth. But
he's supposed to. Last I heard, he was like auditioning for Naked and Afraid. That'd be cool.
Chief Running Mouth was?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Like he talked about in his entry video.
Oh, okay. I forgot about that. But anyway, I love hearing Adam Carolla talk about stuff, and that was the inspiration for the Lefty Show. That's why I decided, me talking about things for an hour. It wasn't an hour originally, but daily, just getting into that, building a catalog, building an audience, cultivating an audience it's what he did, and that's how he went from being on the radio, Adam Carolla, and then he got kicked off, and then he just started a podcast, and he applied what he did on the radio to what he did on his podcast, and everybody fucking loves it, and because it's good. So Adam Carolla, if you're not listening, but Adam Carolla is the inspiration for the Lefty Show. Thank you for that. We'll try to get him on. I don't.
Yeah, come on.
There's another celebrity we can tweet and not get a fucking response from. God
damn
it.
Have you seen Blue Mountain State on Netflix?
No.
You should watch that. It's entertaining.
Oh, that's the fake college team, right? Football team.
Yeah, football team. Yeah, it's pretty good. I really liked it. I went through and watched it all again because they actually were kickstartering doing a movie because Spike cut them off after their third season, which sucks. I really like the show, but they got enough funding. They're gonna make a movie now, and I was like, I bet. And unfortunately, we missed last week, so with the timing, the Kickstarter thing is already over. But I was like, I bet we could tweet Alan Richardson, who is like one of the main characters on there. I bet because he's active on social media and he's doing this, I bet we could get him to get a response and come on here to pimp the Kickstarter thing. I really think we could have done that, but unfortunately the thing ran out. So it's like, you want to pimp the fact that it'll be out soon, or in a year or whatever. A little too late for that, but I feel like
I wish I had like a surefire way to reach out to somebody, because Adam Carolla is doing his book tour now, and he said that he would do stuff like this, appear on somebody's podcast. And if it's like, hey man, all you need to do is hop on Google Hangouts or Skype or whatever in 15 minutes. We could record a bit before and then just roll it during the show. Who cares? Yeah. But come pimp your book, talk to us for a bit. We'll talk about podcasting, the patent trolls, stuff like that. I wish there was a surefire way to like reach out. Not just like that? What do you mean?
Yeah, he was open to come on shows and stuff.
Yeah, he said he was, I forget what he was talking about. He was talking about it was like a reciprocal thing, and he's like, I get asked all the time, people, can you come on my podcast and do a little spot here or there? And he says yes. That's what he said. He said yes a lot because he wants people to remember I interacted with Adam Carolla and it was a good experience.
Right.
Which is probably a great mantra to go about your business. Be like, you want people when they interact with you to think, oh man, that was enjoyable, or at least not like pulling teeth. And he said that, yeah, he does stuff like that. And now, what did he mean by podcast? Does he mean Dr. Drew's podcast, or any of the number of actual celebrities who now have podcasts? Because Kevin Pollak has a fucking podcast.
I don't think so, because I remember, now that you brought it up, I remember listening a year ago, him recanting a story of him recently doing either it was a radio thing or a podcast, and it was peanuts, especially compared to us. And he was like, it was a bad experience. It's like they weren't talking to me or whatever. They weren't paying attention. They were horrible with it. He was recounting it like they were bad, and it really irritates me. Like the main reason we even tweeted out to, who's your guy?
Everybody. Neil deGrasse Tyson. Oh, Penn Jillette.
The reason we even went for that one was because we saw him on a podcast on YouTube, which granted the host was a known person, but the podcast got like 100 views or whatever, and that was with Penn Jillette. The other host, the other guests he had on, which were still just as cool, we get like 50 views or whatever. And we're like, well, fuck, we can pull that, Somebody called it, it's like 5,000 to 10,000 views a video and a bunch of concurrent viewers, and it gets tweeted and stuff. So that'd be easy. And it's like, you didn't even pay attention to our tweets. We need to reach out to Adam Carolla now and sell your book. You can just sell the book. Just say hi and say my name. That'd be cool. It'd be like, I talked to him.
Thank you for the $5 donation, Brandon, on YouTube.
I would be really creepy. I'd be like, I'd get the sound clip of him saying hi to me and being on the show, put it on my phone, and then eventually get to do one of those in person, come to the restaurant things, and be like, remember me, and play it. And then he'll get creeped out, and security will pull me out.
Yeah, because that's what you would do. You'd see Adam Carolla. Hi, Adam. Boop.
Remember me? And then blare
You
up.
said hi to me on my podcast.
And now I'm saying hi to you on yours.
I'm kind of worried now. I'm kind of rethinking the whole get Adam Carolla on, because if we fucking suck, we are going to be
but
put
he would talk about us.
No, but in a bad way. He would put us on blast.
Yeah, he never named anyone, and I don't think we would suck. I really feel like this was like, I think he actually took the interview while he was driving. I mean, like, that shows kind of commitment. Like, he'll find time in his day-to-day, which, you say, well, that's not really commitment, but it is, because he doesn't have to give any time, and he's in the car doing an interview with someone who's probably a nobody. So I believe he probably will hit, if anyone asks, if you know the right agent to go to, which is the issue.
Yeah, shit, man. I really want to get... Damn it, there's all these people that I would love to have on the show. We just can't do it. I mean, we could, but the likelihood of it happening is...
You guys aren't tweeting enough. That's the fucking problem.
No, that's not the problem. We sent Neil deGrasse... There's no way... Neil deGrasse Tyson, I think, was on vacation. We probably picked the worst time to tweet bomb him.
Yeah.
There's no way Penn Jillette didn't see it. There's no way Adam Sessler didn't see our tweet bombs. No way either of those two didn't see what was going on. Would Adam Carolla see a tweet bomb? Would he even care? Or would that be bad form? I don't know. Maybe the guy's like, that would be cool.
Don't do that. I was joking because I don't think... I think it is bad form for someone like that. I feel like he's like, if you just ask him if you know the right channels, he'll say yes. I feel like tweet bombing won't do any good. It just looks kind of annoying to a professional like that.
Except Hodor and fuck him.
I don't think he uses Twitter, but last time I checked, it was very far and few between. Like he'll say one thing every couple of days. He's not a big social media guy in that regard. Don't make a click to tweet, please.
Don't make a click to tweet.
Don't ruin whatever chances we've got.
No. Dude, I do not want Adam Carolla putting me on blast for anything.
I just, no, don't. I don't want to be his friend.
I'm going to spend my time, if the Lefty Show or That's Not Why He Called comes a thing and it's like we can pitch ourselves to Carolla Digital, I will spend so much time listening to his shows, learning about him so that I can formulate our pitch to hit every single thing on his chart so that we're like, first thing you meet him, we're younger than him, we call him Mr. Carolla. That's number one.
They had Ray William Johnson on
their show?
Yeah, I remember.
That's cool.
It was a year ago, and it might have been it was a year ago, and it might have been like January of last year when he was on, because it was a backlog one I watched. But yeah, he was on there, and they was talking about YouTube and stuff like that, and how it's cool, it's independent, you can do what you want.
That's cool. Speaking of Ray William Johnson, he just kind of pieced out.
He retired
a couple months ago, and I don't think we ever talked about it.
I never watched. I think I've watched a total of 5 of his videos in my entire life. He wasn't my cup of tea. I like Philly D. I think they actually are different people. Philly D does like news and topical pop culture things, whereas Ray William Johnson was given. I say given because there's no way he was searching for these things. Hot videos on the internet, and he would link back to them and like make a joke about them. It just wasn't my thing.
Okay. Oh.
Yeah, and it turned into a thing where he was having who I thought were real celebrities, like comedians and stuff, on his channel, pimping their YouTube channels. Like they would host an episode of whatever his show was. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he was just never my thing. But he retired. He's a millionaire, whatever. He'll have a good life, whatever.
Yeah, a lot of money. He's got a great podcast going, but it's just weird because he just kind of dropped it. He was just like done.
Yeah,
but good for him. Like he was like he's like, here it is. I'm out and I'm staying out, or I'm out of this. Equals 3.
Right.
That's a show, right? It's a network and a show.
Yeah.
But he said Equals 3 is done. I'm still going to do my podcast, which is very successful. And I'm going to do all these things. But, good for Ray William Johnson to be able to, like...
He went out when he wanted to.
Yeah, staring millions of views guaranteed every single day or every whatever he was a week, every other day or something. Staring that in the face and just saying, I'm good. I'm going to go do other things now. Good for him.
Yeah.
And that bastard for getting on fucking Adam Carolla's show. And the Historical Gamer gave me some shit because you called Adam Carolla professional, and I went on a rant about professionals in the Lefty Show. So
the dude is as professional as it gets. He wrote the book on podcasting.
I guess it's just a
word.
What
was the argument he made though? Was it because he curses and talks about inappropriate?
Well, no.
things?
My argument was that my argument was against people that use the term professional in just a haphazard way. Mm-hmm. I'm a professional podcaster, right? Or I'm a professional educator. I'm a professional reporter. I'm a professional this. Where it's like, no, you're fucking not. A lawyer, a doctor, an accountant. All these people are professionals because they have governing bodies that are there to make sure that they don't fuck you up big time, because they can fuck you up big time. And that's what your doctors and your nurse practitioners and your attorneys, all kinds of attorneys, that's why they are deemed professionals. There's no such thing as a professional athlete. You're just an athlete who gets paid.
Right.
To say, you know, oh, well, LeBron James is a professional athlete. LeBron James doesn't have any ethics guidelines. He doesn't owe a duty to anybody but LeBron James and people he contracts with. Lawyers have a duty. If you talk to a lawyer, if you're getting divorced and you talk to an attorney about your case, you don't even have to hire him or retain him. You just go talk to an attorney about your divorce case. Your spouse can no longer hire that person, or it would be a violation of that attorney's ethics, an ethics violation for that attorney to take your spouse's case. That is the kind of thing that makes it a professional. And I was railing against the idea of let's stop labeling everything as a profession, or
right.
Not as a profession, but everybody as a professional. But professional, it's like literal. It's got two different meanings. When people say professional this, sometimes they kind of try to create that allure of like, oh, it's like a doctor or a lawyer. But other times,
I feel like it's like if you get paid for whatever your craft is to a certain extent, you're a professional. Like that's why they use it for sports.
Right.
Some say professional musician, but I would apply it to the same sense, the ethics and morality behind that position. It's like he's a professional athlete. He can do whatever the fuck he wants, and he's probably never going to get cut. He can do drugs. He can have gay sex, which I'm not saying you can't do that, but there was a period in time where if you were doing that, you were risk being cut or whatever. But like musicians, they have like the most hardcore lifestyles ever. They're not a role model to ever look to, but technically people will use professional because he gets paid a bunch of money for doing that. But there's no ethics or morality guidelines for those jobs. Like there's nothing he can do really to get fired except start making shitty music or stop being a good athlete, you know?
Yeah. And I get the need for a word to define you've risen to the top of your profession. And professional just makes sense.
Right.
If your profession is podcasting or YouTube entertainment or athletics or something, and you've risen to the top and you're making money and getting paid a lot more than everybody else, you've reached the peak of your profession. Professional, just it's natural. But the argument was more not that we shouldn't use it, but just think about how we're devaluing other things when LeBron James is a professional athlete. Well, what does that say about the doctor who is a professional, who reports to ethics boards and things like that? Or somebody that says, you know, an accountant executive is like, I'm a professional. No, you're just a guy who throws around money on Wall Street. You're not.
Right.
You don't have that duty, and you don't have sway over people like a doctor or an attorney or a judge would. And that's all. So I guess a semantic argument, kind of, but
yeah.
And sometimes I dislike when people argue semantics. I dislike when people argue semantics as a way to muddy the waters about a larger topic.
Or when it just serves no purpose. Like I hate when someone's like, I hate when I say
my entire show serves no purpose. Hold on, slow your roll here now. Come on.
That's not true at all. It serves a purpose, but like you could say one thing and then they'll be like, no, it's this. And I'm like, well, semantics. And then we get into an argument over what that is. Like, I really don't fucking care what the word is. They're pretty goddamn close. I will adhere to you and wave the white flag. I don't want to get into an argument over something that's meaningless. I really don't give a fuck. YOLO, as the kids would say.
Oh, God. It's just like, just say carpe diem. Just so, why can't kids say carpe diem?
YOLO is carpe diem for retards. I love saying that.
It's like YOLO.
No one even knows what that means nowadays. No one's watching Dead Poet Society, and I learned it in English before I watched that movie, but no one knows that.
That was a young Dr. whatever from
Dr.
House.
Wilson. Yeah, I know, right?
Holy shit! Just made that connection in my head. Was he the kid that killed himself? Spoiler alert.
I don't remember.
Is he the kid that offed himself? I watched that movie in English class, and it was one of the few movies that you watch as part of a class that you were like, man, that's pretty cool. In math class, we watched, what was that movie with John Cusack? A really young John Cusack. Was it? Oh my goodness! Somebody tweeted to me. There's a really young John Cusack. It took place in high school, like in his high school. It was a comedy. It had nothing to do with math, but for some reason, in my AP statistics class, which was effectively a college course, we watched. No, it's not Can't Hardly Wait. That's something else. All right, now I got to look it up because it's bothering me.
We watched A Beautiful Mind in Psychology, which I like that movie.
That's a very good movie.
Oh, I thought you had the answer. Oh. And we watched Primer in Psychology Class 2, which is an amazing time travel movie, the most accurate / theoretical one you could find. And I've watched it 4 times since.
Was it 16 Candles? No, not 16
Candles. He wasn't in that.
Better Off Dead. It's got to be Better Off Dead. I think it might be Better Off Dead.
It's not ringing a bell.
Or One Crazy Summer. Shit, I don't know. It's like there were.
He was a young actor.
In the movie, there were 2 Asian guys that always followed him around that were trying to drag race him. That's all I know.
All right.
Yeah.
I never saw that.
You've probably seen the bit parodied because there's 2 Asian guys pulled up and they're dressed exactly the same, and one of them's got a bullhorn, and it's like, in this race there was he's talking like Vin Scully or something like that. I think it might have been Better Off Dead. It wasn't 16 Candles.
You're just gonna have to go on a John Cusack binge.
I guess I am. There's some High Fidelity is a fantastic film.
It is
of John Cusack. That was awesome.
John Cusack. Did you know? I think it was John Cusack. I think was one of the people that was quote unquote up for the Walter White role of Breaking Bad.
I don't think
that would have been not as good.
Yeah, no, I don't think he could have done it.
I don't think he has that kind of conviction of like evil and turning inside of him and the methodical thinking behind every calculated move. Bryan Cranston can just convey that so well, and the baldness helps. I don't know what a John
Bryan
Cusack...
Cranston's not really bald.
No, I know, but he pulled it off really well. I don't know what John Cusack, like, he's had great hair like all his life.
Wouldn't that be a shitty audition? Like, okay,
we're
going to have to shave your head to see if you've got a lumpy ass noggin. And then they're like, we don't really.
And then you can't do any auditions for like 2 months.
Right. All you can do is bald auditions, but you've got a lumpy ass noggin.
You got a lumpy head. You can't hit that market.
That's some shit. If they ask you to go in and shave your head for an audition, you better be careful. You better be sure you can land that role, because you're not doing anything for another 6 months.
Yeah, you find a summer where you don't have to work. Maybe you're producing. Shave your head then. Check out what you got going on. I will never go bald, but I don't think I have I think I've got bumps and shit on my head.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Thank you to Chief Running Moth and Historical Gamer for pointing out it was Better Off Dead, the John Cusack title with the Asian guys trying to race him. So.
Well, he'll never really know unless he watches.
There's a really funny part where it's like somebody in the background was running up with a bouquet of balloons, and there was like it was like a few steps over like a small bridge over a creek or something, and you see it in the background because there's action in the foreground, and in the background you see this person running, and then they just trip and biff it. And it was just really funny. Like, it was out of nowhere, because I remember my math teacher
just
at the
time.
In
the background?
Yeah, he was like, watch this guy right here. He was like, watch this guy, and he just pointed, and then the guy just like, it's hilarious.
Yeah, that's better than it being in the foreground when you just see little shit like that.
Right.
On the back.
So, yeah, John Cusack, good actor. I think he probably would have played it more goofy. He would have probably, because that's just kind of what he does. High Fidelity, American Sweethearts, all those movies, he just kind of plays it goofy. Even a guy that's going crazy, it's goofy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but it's not as scary. Just kind of like, he's crazy.
So, do we have any news? What's happened in the last 2 weeks that we can talk about? We need Allison Rosen. She reads some news from her iPad. Sometimes it's good, sometimes bad.
Allison. And when it's time to wrap it up, she's signing off as Zipicon. It's Allison. That fucking jingle is great.
That's a great jingle. Somebody made a jingle for the Lefty Show, a jingle intro. I'd like a jingle intro for That's Not Why You Called.
Jingles all around.
I love jingles, and jingle all the way.
Jingle all the way, my friends.
It's not a bad movie. It's not as bad as it could have been with Sinbad and Arnold Schwarzenegger. Jingle all the way. Surprisingly, for a Christmas-themed kids movie, not that bad. It's not. It's really not. Because Sinbad is funny. Arnold Schwarzenegger's got a few yucks in him too. So I don't know why you're looking at me when I say Jingle All the Way isn't that bad.
because I can't sign off on that. Then again, I don't really think Sinbad is all that funny. I feel like he's hyped up so much.
Racist.
I like Chris Rock. You know, I got my collection of.
That's
black
basically. No, I'm just kidding. So.
They're the same guy.
So what's been happening? What do we got going on?
This is esports X Games.
We talked about that, did we not?
Talked about that. Yeah, I think it's fucking dumb.
I guess nothing.
I got nothing. How you doing?
Doing all right. Doing good. Lefty Show, how are you?
That's a shame. That's a shame.
The Pope saying he'd baptize aliens. I talked about that on the Lefty Show, but
Kevin Spacey does good impersonations.
Oh, he does. He's got a great Christopher Walken.
He has a great walk-in. There's a video. Did I send you the video of him doing like 6 of them in a row?
Was it inside the actor's studio?
Yeah,
I've seen that. Yeah,
I've watched that so many times. They're just fucking great. And his Pacino is really good. I mean, he doesn't do a lot of talking in it, but Pacino doesn't really go on and talk a whole lot. But he's like really good. And then I find myself trying to do one, and I'm like, I'm not even.
You trying to do one?
Yeah, because it's like it seems so easy. I feel like I can do it, but it never comes out like I'm doing it. It's like if you just go deep and kind of raspy and stuff like that, you can get a Pacino voice. And then I try and I'm like, this sounds kind of like an old Jew. You know, it's
so
you
so
really
like
bad.
me, your voice is just eventually turned into old Jew.
Just turns into an old Jew.
Oh dear. Hooah!
Can I get a cappuccino?
You gotta play for the 5 inches in front of your face. On the any given Sabbath, you gotta play for the 5 inches in front of your face. That's what you gotta do.
If Pacino was an old Jewish man, we'd be perfect. But he's not.
No, he's just an old man.
I haven't seen a good Pacino movie in a while.
There was that one with Christopher Walken. There was that one he did with Christopher Walken about the 3 guys that, you know, it's the last hurrah of like 3 good old boys.
Oh, that's on Netflix,
guys.
right?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't watch that.
He hasn't really done anything else. There's
really
Joe Pesci. They're just like, good, man. I don't really.
Which I guess they can retire whenever they want, but because they've been acting for so long, they're well off. But
I'd like to see that movie where I want to say it was Leonardo DiCaprio was in it.
The Departed.
No, it was like a Washington. It was like a political film. Not Nixon. J. Edgar, maybe.
Okay.
He was talking about J. Edgar Hoover, and I think Joe Pesci is in that, and he's playing a role where he's not trying to fucking kill somebody. And he's not like, you motherfucker! He's not doing any of that. And I'm like, I want to see if Joe Pesci could... Because even in Home Alone, Joe Pesci had a... Marv! When he was yelling at Marv about all this stupid...
And he wanted to kill that kid.
And he wanted to kill that fucking kid. Across 2 movies. Still pretty good in Home Alone 2. Even though it was basically the same thing...
I honestly,
as the first Home Alone.
I'm thinking about Home Alone 1. Yeah, I think I actually like 2 more than 1.
Really?
Yeah, I like the stuff that went down in that house more. I don't know. The end of 1 and the beginning of 1 were better, though, I feel. Yeah. I also like that it had John Candy in it, even if it was just a small part.
And the... Shit,
I like Home Alone 3, even though it's not...
No, don't even talk about that. No. Get out of here.
That was actually the first one I saw. That one came out in movie theaters when I saw it. I liked it. There was actually a lot more prank and shit wrecking on people in that movie than the other ones. If you actually were to time all the shit that went down, there was more that goes down in that movie.
Well, right, because Joe Pesci needed screen time, and they couldn't have the whole movie being Joe Pesci trying to kill this kid. Because fucking A, man... You know, eventually just shoot the bastard already.
Or the Sticky Bandits.
What was the name of John Candy? I ask this all the time, and I always forget. What was the name of John Candy's band in Home Alone?
Oh, shit.
In the first one? The Polka King?
He was the Polka King and the blah, blah, blah.
Milwaukee or something? Ah, damn it. Somebody in the chat tweeted to me. John Candy's band and the name of John Candy's band in Home Alone. But that was good, yeah, and just little cameo stuff like that where John Candy shows up, and sucks that he died, man.
Yeah, John Candy was a great actor. Sucks that Chris Farley died.
Sucks with Chris Farley. But did you see the mashup of Chris Farley movie previews that portrayed the Rob Ford story?
No.
Oh my God, I gotta link it to you. Somebody went through and found all the previews from Tommy Boy and Black Sheep, and I believe one other, and interposed them all, with title cards, and made it the Rob Ford story, and it works perfectly. It's so amazing how well, and they somehow made all these comedy bits like have like a drama tone to them, just with the score and all. It's done beautifully. I'll find it after the show and link it to you, or maybe somebody can link it on Twitter. But yeah, that was really cool. Somebody did.
Didn't somebody else, another fat great, die recently?
It's a fat great. Did he die?
Well, that's how I mean, Chris Farley, John Candy,
James Gandolfini.
That's true, but at least he got old.
He wasn't really that old. He was like 50. He's like 53 or something.
But that's better than 30.
Oh yeah, that's true.
A young
Coke
will speed that process up.
Who was the other guy? What?
I'm trying to think. I feel like there's
The guy from the Hunger Games, but he was old too. The heroin addict.
He was never like an old great. Like when I'm talking like fat dude that's really funny.
Chief Running Man said it was the Kenosha Kickers. All right.
Kenosha Kickers?
Yeah, that would make sense if they were going to Milwaukee. It's pronounced Milwaukee, which is Algonquin for the good land.
That's racist.
I don't know of any other fat greats. I'm gone too soon. Ralphie May is still alive, isn't he?
No, was it? Oh, I can't think of his name right now. Fuck, I can't think of it. He's on Netflix. He has 2 specials. It's not Ralphie May, but he's a really big dude who talked about food. Like one of his specials is called "I'm Starving." And
Patrice O'Neal?
No, this dude is white and I think Italian. I can't think of his name right now. But fuck. I bet I can Google this. I'm Starving comedy special.
I did it first.
John Pinette.
John Pinette. He died.
Yeah, he died maybe like 2 months ago or something like that.
Oh yeah, but he was 50 years old. April 5th.
Oh, was he? Okay.
Oh wow, that guy's dead.
Who?
John. I just saw his picture. I didn't know.
Oh yeah.
Panett was pronounced, this is from Wikipedia, Panett was found dead at 2:30 p.m. on April 5th, 2014 at the Sheridan Station Square Hotel in Pittsburgh. The Allegheny County Medical Examiner's Office said Panett had been suffering from liver and heart disease. An autopsy was not performed as Panette's personal doctor signed off on his cause of death as pulmonary embolism, which is just heart disease, I believe, right? Yeah. Oh, a blockage of the main artery of the lung.
Something breaks off and goes in there.
Oh, man, that sucks.
Yeah.
Not starving no more because he did.
I wouldn't... Now that I remember who it was, he's not one of the fat greats. He was a good comedian. I liked both his specials. I feel like he didn't get enough... I feel like I liked him more than Ralphie May. I feel like I liked Ralphie May on his first special, kind of his second, and after that, I just feel like it's been done to how I don't like Ralphie May.
Well, Ralphie May... What was that comedian? Last Comic Standing?
Yeah.
Which was a fantastic series. I don't know why. You get free comedy specials from people. That's fucking awesome stuff. Yeah. But Ralphie May, I loved watching Ralphie May go through that. And, I think his father died or grandfather died during the taping of it. And he had to go out and do his special. And he did a joke from that his grandfather told him or something. Yeah, that was really fun. I really loved watching Ralphie May in Last Comic Standing.
John Pinette in his most recent special said something like, there's people trying to identify who he is, and he's like, "You're that comic from that one Last Comic Standing." He's like, "That's Ralphie May." He's good. But yeah, I'm kind of over Ralphie May. I think I watch pretty much every comedian special just because I like comedy, but it's like I'm not expecting this to be great.
You better be careful. He's going to come get you.
Jim Gaffigan released a new special 3 weeks ago or whatever.
I'm not the biggest fan of Jim Gaffigan.
He's 50-50 for me. I liked him, and then I didn't, and now I like him again. He's a different kind of comedy. I can't put my finger on it.
Yeah, like some of his stuff is good, like just the dry and kind of off the wall stuff. But it's just
when he talks in the low voice, when he's talking from the audience's perspective, that can get old really quick. He's done that in a couple specials.
Mm-hmm.
But
you know, the
I feel like he's done
Hot
better.
Pockets, that was just a tremendous bit. Loved him for that.
Yeah,
I got tremendous respect for any comedian like that because, you know, we talked earlier in the show about hate, and, you know, in some ways it's easier to receive hate from childish douchebags on the internet than it is you're up in front of people, not even heckling, because even heckling might make it easier, but
not laughing.
right, when you're trying to be funny, you're trying to tell jokes that you probably think are funny, and they just fall flat, and it's just bomb after bomb, and you think the punchline, and then just nothing.
Yeah, it's way worse.
That's gotta suck so hard, and you still have to go on because nobody bombs on the last joke, and even if you do bomb on the last joke, it's easy. Thank you, good night, bye.
Yeah,
You bomb in the middle of your set, and
or
it's
your
just
opener sucks.
right, and you're just like, uh-oh. Like I've still got to look these people. Right? Play me off, Johnny.
Play me off, Johnny.
And you've just got it. So I've got tremendous respect for comedians.
Well, I got it for all comedians because I feel like it sounds too shit. I think I can be funny. I've always been that person in the groups in high school, and I feel like if I really wanted to and worked hard, I could figure out a routine, you know, and do something. But I don't have the balls in myself to be like, I'm taking that step. I'm going to open mic night. There could only be 12 people in here.
And they're all other comedians waiting.
Yeah, right? They're all
and all of them are going to
be
be like jaded douchebags. Like, I'm not fucking laughing at this guy. Fuck
yeah.
this shit sucks. I'm going to be better. I'm going to make him laugh. He's not even going to know.
Yeah. But it's like the amount of balls to get up and start that career lifestyle, like tip of the hat to you. I think that has, I don't know. I was going to say something probably really bad, so I'm not going to.
What?
I was going to say, like, it takes more balls to go and do an open mic and go, this is what I want my career to be. I'm going to start from the bottom and get booed or not get laughs and work for it. That has more balls than it takes to enlisting in the Army. That's what I was going to say. Because I feel like people do that nonchalantly all the time. Like, there's a risk and a probability you will get shipped off into a war. The odds probably aren't that high, but it's like, to say I'm not going to do it, I'm not going to college, I'm just going to go one drag bar to the next and just get booed or not laughed at, I'd be like, fuck, man, that's awful. And some of these dudes do that for like 10 years and they don't hit it big until like after 10 years of torture and learning and shit like that. That's rough.
Yeah,
like all the comedians I like, they're not like in their 20s or anything. They're like 30 to fucking 40.
Joe Rogan's 50.
I know that's crazy.
Adam Carolla's Adam Carolla's going to be 50, and who are some other comments that are middle aged, and it's like, holy shit, man. And I get it, right? Because one of the things about the Adam Carolla show, and I'm like, and you know, in time for self review, and it's like, Adam Carolla speaks from experience because the guy's got 50 years on this earth, and he's lived a life.
Right.
And he's got things to talk about, and also he's a comedian, and he's trained himself, or he's been trained, because reading his book, he was part of an improv comedy troupe, and he's trained to turn things into bits. Excuse me. He's trained to turn things into bits, and I'm not.
Right.
But, you know, so I don't really have the kind of perspective, or at least the material base to draw from that Adam Carolla does. And I think that's part of probably what makes a good comic, is that you've got a lot of things. Like, of course, there are young comedians that are good.
Right.
But if you've got a lot of life experience and you've got a lot of things that you can draw from and observe in a comedic way, it's probably a little bit easier to be a good comic and just hit home with people.
Right. And that's where I think Carlin is great, because Carlin very rarely talked about his life. You know, he talked about his dog. That's as far as he ever went. You know, Tippy got ran over by a milk truck. That's fucking suicide. But most comedians, I feel nowadays, a lot of them, they mix topical things with like their life. And, you know, like you said, we're young, and a lot of young comedians, they haven't done enough shit in their life, fucked up enough, succeeded enough to pull any material from it. It's like, I have a funny story from high school. Like, who gives a shit about that? You know, there's nothing happened so far.
Right. Yeah. So, I don't know. I would.
By the way, I started watching. You talk about improv? I feel like improv, mad respect to improv. That's super fun and cool. That'd be fun to try. I feel like, you know, we could do that. You know, it was like, talk about this scenario, go play it out. Because I was watching Whose Line Is It Anyway clips yesterday and just laughing hysterically at how they had to it. And when I first started watching that show, I didn't understand that was improv. Like, because I was super young when I started watching. It was just like, this is a funny show. You know, it's cool. I like the Drew Carey show, and there's Drew Carey and Ryan, and that's how I started watching it. Now today, I'm like, that's pure improv. Like, they're playing it as it goes right now, and this is super good.
That's fucking Wayne Brady. Like, you know, oh my God, he's not like white people love him. Not a real black guy. Holy fucking shit, is that guy talented?
He's super talented. I don't know who's he's like an executive producer on it now, and I don't know who the host is, and I don't know who's on the cast, but I loved the original Ryan from Drew Carey and the bald guy who was on there, and Wayne Brady were my three favorite people.
The bald guy was, I forget his name. Oh shit, he was really good too.
He always played a woman in any scenario where there was two people.
And I wonder how much of that is editing. How much of not improv in general, but I mean, how much of Whose Line Is It Anyway is editing? Because
you think
those
guys in there?
There's got to be some duds, because that show, unless those guys are just the best at ever, because those guys hit home run after home run after home run, no matter what, in every situation, and it's every show. There's got to be some bits that are left on the cutting room floor, or just some shows that didn't air. Because, I mean, that's not to say that they're not talented, but my goodness, how funny does it? Like, how funny do they have to be in order to actually just we just go out there and we hit home runs all the time. We just drop bombs and keep on forgetting.
Yeah, I don't know. It's great, and I have so much respect for that. Like, that you can just like, here's the scenario: you're running a pizza shop, she's running a pizza shop, and they're doing the sound effects as everything goes on, and like no one doesn't make. People are so bad, like no one makes a sound effect, so it's like, fuck it, I didn't need that door anyway. I took that thing off the hinges a while ago, and then they have one of the improv guys do the sound effects for another, and he's really good at the sound effects and can use those to change the guy's story.
Right.
Like, those dudes are incredible, and Wayne Brady's a fucking well-off millionaire. Man.
Wayne Brady is a god for
I don't know what he did before
improv
that.
comics. I don't know, man.
He's
Probably
a
on
star.
Wikipedia, right? It's got to be.
Probably on Wikipedia.
All right, let's wrap the show there. That's how I call.
All right.
Episode number 39. Thank you, everybody, for joining. Everybody that's watching on Twitch. Thank you to everybody that's donated and subscribed. You guys are amazing.
Cheers for
Greatly
PKA.
appreciate it. Cheers for PKA. We're going to start the Kickstarter soon. Thank you to everybody that's donated. You really help us out. I greatly appreciate it. If you want to donate, go to imraising.com/643productions. You can click on the link on the Twitch channel. There will probably be a link in the description on YouTube as well. Thank you to everybody for watching on YouTube, liking and favoriting there. Everybody listening on iTunes, check us out on iTunes. Go to the iTunes store, search That's Not Why You Called. Find us there, subscribe, rate, all the stuff. Help the show, help the podcast grow. I greatly appreciate it. Thank you guys for joining. We hope you enjoyed. We'll see you next week. We are out. Peace.